Hey, what's up guys, Prats here, and I know the title seems a bit obnoxious, but hear me out first as to why Dota 2 is the best game ever. But before that, bear with me for a while as I do a quick speedrun of introducing Dota 2. Now for the history behind Dota, Dota started out as a Warcraft mod which became Dota All-Stars, which then later was released by Valve as Dota 2. So that's a quick run over the history of Dota. While I missed out some details, they are not that important for this video. Now as to what Dota is, Dota literally means defense of the ancients, which means two teams have to defend their ancients while trying to destroy the enemy's ancient. Okay, so now to why Dota 2 was the best game ever. Firstly, the lore. Even though we fully do not know the lore yet, it is set in such a way that every game is canon. Now to explain this in short, we have the Dire and Ancient who are fighting against each other, and anytime one of them wins, the Arc Warden restarts the whole thing all over again. That's the short version. There's some really cool stuff in it. Check out Sir Action Slack's Loregasm if you want to know more about the lore. Second, flexible gameplay. The game has many things that make it so interesting to play. Around 121 heroes to pick from, and there's more being added everywhere. Best part is most of them can be played in whatever position you want to, although it requires some understanding of heroes and their matchups and how you play said matchups. There's more than 200 items in game that you can pick and build, so even if the hero you pick is countered, you can manage to make it work as long as you build the right items. Now this combination of heroes and items make it really fun and interesting to play. Now aside from this, there's also the game mechanics. A lot of these mechanics are stepped off in other newer MOBAs to make the game more simplistic. Even League of Legends, which is like a cousin to Dota 2, don't have them. The complex nature of these mechanics adds to the previously mentioned hero matchups, item choices, and your playstyle to make the game very interesting. So to shorten it up, items, heroes, mechanics, and playstyle make the game very fun and interesting to play. Next up is team fights. Now the team fights in the game are so insane and probably one of the biggest highlights of every game. The team fights are chaotic AF, and at higher skill levels they are more planned chaotic. Team fights are always fun to watch and play. Now a match never truly ends till it actually ends. Something I really hate about games is the option to give up and surrender. In some of the other games I really hate it when we lose a few rounds or a fight or two and the random teammates are already ready to surrender, instead of thinking how to recover and come back. Dota 2, not having this easy escape option, makes the players fight for the win till the actual end. Even if they are getting stormed, they will still throw bodies at the enemy to get something done. It's just amazing to see how many games I myself have lost from dominating, and the reverse is true too. Coming back from a losing game feels absolutely godlike. So yes, it is not over till it's actually over is as accurate as it can get for Dota 2. Now the entry to Dota 2 is pretty easy, but it has a pretty hard learning curve. You can choose to learn to get better or you can just play for fun, both's doable. Just make sure you mute all chat if you're doing the later. I'll get into that later on. Now just like many things, Dota 2's learning curve is hard and there's a lot to understand in this game, and even if you understand it, executing it is another level. And getting better at this is probably one of the aspects that makes you want to play more. I myself started playing this game around 4 years ago. Even after 3-4 years of playing this game, I'm still learning a lot about it every day. Now Dota being as hard as it is needs a lot of learning, and just an in-game tutorial isn't enough for this, as the game tends to change with every patch. The whole Dota 2 community is what carries this game. Dota 2 as a game has the very basic, literally the very basic of tutorials you need to play the game. Heck, the community made an in-game tutorial which was crowdfunded that got outdated in literally 2 weeks. Despite that, Dota 2 has a lot of high-ranking players who are happy to help coach and teach all people looking to learn. Just search for it on YouTube, Reddit, or Discord. It's an amazing aspect to the game. And lastly, the esports scene. Dota 2 being so complex makes for an amazing spectator esport. The teams play their minds off every game, and it's just amazing to watch. And to add to that, the amazing talent of casters and analysts casting and analyzing the game play by play make it fun and something you can learn from. Okay, so I have to talk about the downsides too. Now, every game has its own toxic player base, and the aforementioned aspects of the game do lead to some toxicity in the game. Even turbo mode, which is meant to be played as a casual mode, has people tryharding in it, and most people play it as an experimental game mode. But there's always gonna be those people who want to try hard in them too, And yes, there's going to be some extremely toxic people in game. Some people take the game really serious and forget that there are people behind the heroes, and lately the toxicity has been going down slowly. But don't expect much. If you decide to pick up the game, remember to always mute people if they start getting toxic. And finally, to end it off on a good note, TI starts off on 7th of October. I wanted to get this video off before that, but it got delayed. And based on when you're seeing this, and if it's within 17th October, try to check out TI. It's literally the largest esports tournament of the year. Take a look at the best of 2021, fight it out for the ages. There hasn't been a TI for more than a year now. So that's it for this video. Guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, share the video, the usual stuff. And do check out the game. It's actually a pretty fun game.